What is going on, YouTube? It is All Things Mets Media, and this video is going to be a new, basically, podcast called Talking Mets Baseball. This is going to be episode 1, so leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. But definitely, guys, we're going to be talking about many Mets topics overall in this video. So yeah, guys, just tune in, have some fun, get some chips, get some snacks, and let's just have some fun. Let's talk some Mets topics. And yeah, man, I'm definitely going to be live streaming as well soon. But yeah, let's get into the topics, guys. Number 1 is going to be the Mets' place in the standings right now. Now, currently, the Mets are actually, they have 85 wins right now and 50 losses. Okay, they're having a great season, honestly. But the Braves are having a great season as well. And they're just one game back away from the New York Mets in the division to tying the division. And listen, the Mets, we all know as Mets fans, we want the Mets to win the division. But it's going to be tough because the Braves are just putting the pressure on. This team, the Braves, are just really good. Also, the Mets are really good as well because they have good pitching. The offense has been shaky, but we're going to get into that as well. But yeah, guys, the Braves are a very exciting team, and they are on the tails of the New York Mets right now. And guys, about the Braves, they're just really young, athletic. They just have guys like Michael Harris, Ronald Acuna, Eddie Rosario, Austin Riley, Dansby Swanson, just so much talent, honestly, up the middle, so much power. Ozuna, so much power, guys. So, listen, the Mets, what they have going for themselves is they also have, they have some really good pitching, really good pitching, honestly. They got Max Scherzer, Jacob deGrom, Chris Bassett, Carlos Carrasco, and Ty John Walker. And they have Starling Marte, Nimmo, and Pete Alonso. And we all know these names, right? But the fact that the Braves, guys, I think it was at the end of June or something like that, the Mets were ahead of the Braves like 8 games. And now there's only one game, basically away from tying the division and, making a threat for the division. And the Braves are coming for the Mets, guys. The Mets have to wake up, baby. They got to wake up. They just recently lost a series against the Nationals, and, they lost some ground. And the Braves were playing the Marlins, and they gained some ground. So listen, the Braves have a tougher schedule than the New York Mets, but at the end of the day, it's baseball, and you got to play baseball, and you got to really come to play baseball and win these games. And with the Braves not losing any games, guys, it's going to be tough. And I'll tell you this, the Mets just have to keep winning, keep up the pressure keep putting the pressure on the Braves. And, just keep winning, honestly. They just can't afford to lose against these teams like the Pirates, the Marlins, the Nationals. They just can't afford to lose against these teams because these teams are one of the worst teams in all of baseball right now. So the Braves are beating up on these teams. They just swept the Marlins. And, man, guys, the Mets, they have a series coming up with the Pirates. So listen. It's going to be a tough month of September. But listen, the Mets got to come to play, and they got to really, focus on the situation that they're in and, not worry about the Braves. They don't have to worry about the Braves, but they have to just focus on themselves, winning games, keep putting the pressure on themselves, and just make sure that they try to win this division. And, it might come down to those 3 games that they have in Atlanta left. In Atlanta Stadium. It's going to be tough. So we'll see what happens, man. But if I was the Mets right now, I would love to gain some ground on the Braves. But the Braves are just not losing right now. But like I said, they have a tougher schedule. But yeah, guys, that's going to be our first topic. We're going to get into our second topic right now. Guys, the lineup structure is going to be our second topic for this. Guys, the lineup structure for the New York Mets has just not been great. We all like Brandon Nimmo, leading off. Me personally, I would enjoy Starling Marte leading off more, but Brandon Nimmo has proven himself to be a really good on-base guy, percentage guy, and just, he's not the most speediest guy in the world. He doesn't, steal bases a lot, but Brandon Nimmo does so much at the top of the order, and there's a reason why he is leadoff. And listen, I'm not complaining about Brandon Nimmo. If he's going to be our leadoff hitter, that's completely fine with me. I love Brandon Nimmo. I love what he has brought to the team. But yeah, guys, Starling Marte batting second, guys. I like it. But the third spot is the problem for me, guys. Jeff McNeil, a guy that's been raking, batting over 300, really raking, destroying the ball, had a really, really good month of August, having a good month so far in September, just a couple of games. But, man, he hasn't slowed down. This guy gets multi-hits every day for the Mets. He has, average over 300. Just a great job, honestly, Jeff McNeil has just done. He's trying to win the batting title. We'll see what happens. Goldschmidt is having an amazing season. So, listen. But Jeff McNeil, guys, I would love for Jeff McNeil to hit in that third spot, and move Francisco Lindor from that third spot, because I feel like putting Francisco Lindor in that third spot is a little too much pressure for him. And I feel like he's a fifth place hitter on this team, rather than a third place hitter. And when you put Jeff McNeil in that third spot, guys, you just make the offense better. You make, Pete Alonso breathe a little bit more, because guys don't want to pitch to, Jeff McNeil, because Jeff McNeil is a guy who can definitely hit you an RBI double, hit you a single up the middle. Jeff McNeil is just a great hitter, guys. He's just having an amazing season. So just imagine a lineup, guys, of Francisco Lindor at that fifth spot. So it will be Brandon Nimmo, Starling Marte, baby, Jeff McNeil in that third spot. Fourth spot, we got to have Pete Alonso, the polar bear. We're going to get into it later on in the video about Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor. But Francisco Lindor in that fifth spot, in that sixth spot, we could put Mark Canha in that spot. Mark Canha has been amazing for the New York Mets. He's having a really, really good season for the New York Mets, honestly. So hats off to Mark Canha. We could put Daniel Vogelbach, in that seventh spot. And then we could put either... we could put somebody else in that eighth spot, maybe Tyler Naquin, or somebody, or Eduardo Escobar in that eighth spot, and then the ninth spot we could put the catcher. That's what we could do for the New York Mets. And honestly, guys, think about it here, what I'm saying, because Jeff McNeil he would improve the lineup, the structure of the lineup. Like I said, I just don't feel like Francisco Lindor is a third place hitter on this team. I just don't feel like, Jeff McNeil can bring so much to the table if you put him on that top of the order. And we see what he's doing in the sixth spot. We see what he's doing. So you got to give Jeff McNeil a shot. Put him in the third spot. He is a third place hitter. He is going to, he's going to do amazing there. I already know, because Jeff McNeil is having an amazing season. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about that, honestly. But, yeah, that's going to be our second topic. We're going to get into our third topic as well. To our third topic, Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor not firing on all cylinders. Guys, I'll tell you this. Pete Alonso is, I love him so much. I love his attitude. I love how he plays the game of baseball. He is not the best defender in the world at first base, and I completely understand that. He is an amazing offensive machine. But I'll tell you this, guys. Pete Alonso, one day he hits a home run, and another day he strikes out 2 times. And then another day he hits an RBI double, and then another day he hits a home run. That's what I don't enjoy about watching Pete Alonso at the plate. I just feel like, honestly, Pete Alonso, and also when these guys, we saw in the Dodgers series against the left-handers, Tyler Anderson pitching, and Clayton Kershaw pitching up in the strike zone to Pete Alonso. And he was, swinging for the fences. And he just couldn't catch up to that fastball. And that is a problem as well. The fastball has been a problem for the New York Mets, honestly. Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, sometimes they just can't hit a fastball. And, that has to do a lot with, the pitcher as well. But honestly, guys, why is Pete Alonso swinging for the fences and not having a great eye at the plate? We saw in the beginning of the season that he wasn't really struggling, with that situation. When guys were throwing up in the strike zone, he wasn't even looking at it. He was just taking it, because he was really focusing and being disciplined at the plate. That's what I want to see for Pete Alonso. And also, Pete Alonso is not just a home run hitter. Pete Alonso is a guy who can hit you a gap-to-gap double, a guy that can hit you an opposite field double. That's what I want to see from Pete Alonso going forward, guys. But Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor, guys, Francisco Lindor has been struggling as well. He has not done great. He didn't have a great August. I'll tell you this, but listen, Francisco Lindor has had a good season for the New York Mets. But honestly, guys, he's been struggling lately. in the Dodgers, he had some big hits. Definitely, it was great to see that he got that big RBI double in the last game against the Dodgers. That was great to see. But guys, Francisco Lindor, I think he will benefit from the lineup. Like I said, putting him in that 5th spot, I think puts less pressure than that 3rd spot. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think about it. But Francisco Lindor, guys, I want to see him, not just sell out for home runs. I want to see him use the field up the middle, hit opposite field. And I want to see him just not try to pull the ball every time. Francisco Lindor is a very, very talented player. And, when he is in those primetime situations, the Yankees versus the Mets, the Dodgers versus the Mets, Francisco Lindor usually comes through. So that's what I want to see from Francisco Lindor. I want to see him put the pedal to the metal in this September month. And I want to see him really thrive. And Pete Alonso carry the offense. You guys are, in the lineup for a reason. You're Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso have over 100, I think 180 RBIs almost. Listen. But yeah, guys, honestly, Francisco Lindor, I just want to see him improve. I want to see Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso really carry the offense for the New York Mets. I really want to see them thrive. I want to see them carry the offense. Keyword, carry the offense. Because, guys, they just, sometimes they don't show up for these, these games. And, what's it called? This last series against the Washington Nationals, Pete Alonso homered one time and didn't do anything else. Francisco Lindor didn't do anything in the series. So, listen. I want to see this team play. They've been playing hard all year. I appreciate that. Honestly, I really appreciate that. But yeah, they've been playing hard all year. I really appreciate that. But guys, I just want to see Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso carry the offense. That's just what I want to see. Show them why we got you. Pete Alonso, show them why you're the polar bear. And yeah, man, honestly. But guys, let's get into our 4th topic, guys. Max Scherzer. He was having an okay start against the Nationals, and we thought it was a guaranteed win. Everybody thought, Max Scherzer was pitching against the Nationals. He was going to obliterate the Nationals, and out of nowhere, the Nationals just jump on Max Scherzer's fastball, and, Luis Garcia hits a home run and hits a basically no-doubter to right field to the visitors' bullpen, and, man, I'll tell you this. Honestly, I'll tell you this. Max Scherzer, guys, he was pitching pretty good. He was pitching okay. I think he allowed 1 run or a couple of runs, but he had to take himself out after the 5th inning, and he was battling with fatigue on his left side. And when I was hearing this, I was afraid that this was the oblique situation, and I was really, really afraid about the oblique because we know what happened, earlier in the season with the oblique situation, and we lost Max Scherzer for a pretty long time, but thank God Max Scherzer came back. But guys, I want to see a healthy Max Scherzer. And recently on that news, guys, Max Scherzer, yes, he feels okay to make his next start. Buck Showalter said he might give him an extra day. We'll see what happens. But Max Scherzer looks good to make his next start. But my problem is, and my concern is, he takes himself out the game, because he has fatigue side on his left side. And that was the side of the oblique. So I was very concerned with the oblique situation. And man, I don't want to see Max Scherzer, hurt because he's so big for this team. He does so much for this team. And, we need Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer going forward in October. Hopefully, if the Mets make the postseason, and they look like they're going to make the postseason, but I don't want to jinx anything, man. But yeah, guys, Max Scherzer is very, very important. I know everybody was concerned about the situation with Max Scherzer, but that's really the latest on Max Scherzer. He's good to make his next start. He feels good. So that's great and all. And I'm happy that, we have avoided something serious because I was very worried about Max Scherzer when he took himself out because we know what happened last time when he took himself out of the start. That oblique injury took him out for, what was it? It was a month or something like that. Or it was maybe 2 months. It was a long time. And the Mets have, David Peterson, Trevor Williams, guys like that to carry the load. So I love that they have Trevor Williams and David Peterson, but Max Scherzer is so important to this team, guys. If the Mets are going to win the World Series, Max Scherzer has to be a part of it at the end of the day, guys. So, yeah, guys, let's get into our fifth topic, guys. Francisco Alvarez, has been having an issue with his ankle, something with his foot. And, he got an MRI and they called it a loose body, a loose body. And basically, they just said that Francisco Alvarez is so important to the New York Mets. He is the top prospect in all of baseball right now. And you gotta be cautious here with Francisco Alvarez. What the Mets decided to do with this loose body, in his ankle, was just to give him an injection and, wait a couple of days and maybe he'll resume baseball activities in the next coming weeks. But I'll tell you this, guys, I'm not taking any chances. If Francisco Alvarez has to get a minor surgery on his bone chip or whatever, on his ankle, I'm fine with that. I just want Francisco Alvarez healthy. He's very important to the Mets' plans, and I would love to have Francisco Lindor. I would love to have Francisco Alvarez in the lineup for the New York Mets, but it's just not going to happen this season. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, he's very, very important to the Mets' plan. So I just hope that the Mets are handling this situation the correct way, not getting a little surgery. I hope this is okay and this is not a big deal because Francisco Alvarez, like I said, is so important to the New York Mets, guys. Yeah, guys, let's get into our sixth topic on the day, guys. Tyler McGill is definitely, on his way to coming back. He had his second appearance in Binghamton, had a really good appearance, struck out the side again. So in his first rehab appearance coming back, guys, he struck out the side. And in his second appearance, he struck out the side again. And if you don't know what struck out the side means, that means he struck out every single, batter he faced. So 1, 2, the first strikeout, the first guy he faced, he struck him out. Second guy, he struck him out. And third guy, he struck him out. So at the end of the day, guys, Tyler McGill is very important to the Mets' plans. We would love to have him back, in the Mets, hopefully in the Mets bullpen. This is an idea that I had, and I think the Mets are leaning towards using Tyler McGill in the bullpen, for some, relief help, because we know that the Mets need some help, in that bullpen, and we would love to see Tyler McGill, pitching 97, 96. That's exactly what he was doing, in Binghamton. So we'll see what happens, guys, but I would love for Tyler McGill to come back to the New York Mets as a bullpen piece and really improve this bullpen and improve the chances for the Mets and win some games and hopefully win some games of the postseason. And yeah, at the end of the day, Tyler McGill is going to be important. And, he might not be in the starting rotation, but he's going to be very important to the bullpen. But yeah, guys, let's get into also another topic of the day, guys. The seventh topic of the day is going to be about the debut of Bryce Montes de Oka. Trevor May went on the IL. We don't know really an issue what happened with him. I'm guessing COVID, but we never know. But Bryce Montes de Oka, he debuted against the Nationals. He looked pretty good, guys. The slider looked good. The fastball was 100. The control was a little off. So I'll tell you this, guys. But the Mets, they have something in Bryce Montes de Oka, a guy that throws 100, a guy that has a high strikeout rates. At the end of the day, I love what I see from Bryce. Hopefully he becomes successful and has a good Met season going forward. And yes, hopefully when Trevor May comes back from wherever he is, they don't send down Bryce, because I feel like I like Bryce and I think he can add a lot to the bullpen. And guys, just imagine if we have Bryce Montes de Oka and he's throwing 100 miles per hour. He's throwing a slider. And we have Tyler McGill in the bullpen as well, who throws 97, has a really good changeup, has really good stuff. Just imagine, this bullpen could become a super bullpen. And that would be crazy because the fact that, guys, the bullpen, was it was seen as a weakness, coming after the trade deadline. And, we know that Billy Epler, didn't do everything that he can for the bullpen. And I don't want to see Michael Givens come up in these situations and Joey Rodriguez in these big situations. I don't trust in them. So listen, I like Bryce Montes de Oka, and yes, he just came to the team, so you can't really put him in big situations. But just imagine if he can have that 100 miles per hour fastball, that really good slider, and strikeout guys. And like I said, he has a high strikeout rate, and he looked pretty good in his debut. So we'll see what happens at the end of the day, guys. But I'm very, very excited about Bryce. I hope they don't send him down. Trevor May, I don't really like Trevor May that much, but he's very important to the Mets, and their plans going into the postseason. So at the end of the day, if Bryce doesn't make it, he doesn't make it. If May makes it, he makes it, whatever. At the end of the day, I really like Bryce, though. I just wanted to say that, man. But let's get into our 8th topic of the day, guys. And we got Carlos Carrasco. He came back, for the last start for the New York Mets in their last game. And, he didn't look great at the end of the day. The Nationals were jumping on his pitches, and, he pitched like 2.2 innings. He allowed 1 run because of an error of Jeff McNeil that actually, it made, when he came out the game, it was 5-1. So, at the end of the day, Carlos Carrasco, he allowed some runs. I think it was 2 runs, something like that. But at the end of the day, Carlos Carrasco is very important to the Mets' plans, guys. At the end of the day, guys, Carlos Carrasco is very important to the Mets' plans, and he just didn't have a good start. Pitched 2.2 innings. Just didn't really do the great job that And we also knew Carlos Carrasco, when he was coming back, that he was just gonna pitch like 5 innings, something like that. At the end of the day, so yeah, guys, 5 innings. We knew that's what we were going to get from Carlos Carrasco, and we just didn't get that at all. We just got 2.2 innings. He pitched what? I think he pitched what? I forgot exactly. I think it was over 40 pitches. So, listen, Carlos Carrasco is very important, and I really like it, Carlos Carrasco. But, man, you got to pitch good against these Nationals. You can't let these Nationals beat you. I like Carlos Carrasco. I like his slider. It looked like he was throwing pretty good. It's just that the Nationals hit better at the end of the day. But, man, I love Carlos Carrasco, and I really want him to be successful for the New York Mets. And he's having a good season, guys. He's 13-6. He got the loss in that last game. But at the end of the day, I really like Carlos Carrasco. But let's get into our 9th topic of the day, man, guys. McNeil, Jeff McNeil, like I said, put him in that 3rd spot. Like I said earlier in the video, put him in that 3rd spot. I would love to see him in the 3rd spot. But, guys, McNeil has been raking. What a job Jeff McNeil has done on the season, guys. He's just been raking, doing an amazing job. Hats off to him. I love what he has done for the the New York Mets. First of all, he had a little thumb injury or whatever it was, but man, it hasn't slowed him down. Even with the injury, it hasn't slowed him down. So Jeff McNeil is batting over 300. I think he has like a 320 average right now or something like that. Hats off to him. Jeff McNeil, you're doing an amazing job. Keep it up, man. And man, like I said, I really think Jeff McNeil will benefit from, and the lineup will benefit from putting Jeff McNeil in the top of the lineup. I really think it will. But yeah, guys, at the end of the day, I love Jeff McNeil. I love what he's doing. I love that he is, not selling out for power. And, he's hitting the ball. He's hitting the ball where they ain't. He's hitting the ball, So I love Jeff McNeil. Great job, Jeff McNeil. Keep it up, man. Just keep it up, bro. Hopefully you can win the batting title. I know Paul Goldschmidt, it might win the batting title. He might win a Triple Crown, to be honest. He's having an amazing season at the end of the day. But, wow, Jeff McNeil, if he doesn't win the batting title, it is what it is. But he's so important to the Mets, and he's such an offensive machine. So I love Jeff McNeil. I know every Mets fan loves Jeff McNeil and what he has done this season. He's really improved himself. Just been the greatest improvement from last year. And, man, yeah, guys, let's get into our 10th and last topic of the day, guys. Edwin Diaz, baby. Winning the NL Reliever of the Month. What a job Edwin Diaz has done. Just an amazing job, honestly. Hats off to Edwin Diaz, having that wipeout slider, that amazing fastball. He has a nasty slider, having an amazing season. Our ERA, I think, lower than, 2. So he's having an amazing season. Probably the best closer in the major leagues right now. And I love that, the Timmy Trumpet, all that stuff with Edwin Diaz. It just makes him, he's probably one of the best things going right now in baseball. One of the most entertaining things. So hats off to Edwin Diaz, guys. I love him so much. I hope that the Mets just, fix up the bullpen for him and, give him a bridge And yeah, man, Edwin Diaz is going to bring it, man. This guy threw 102 miles per hour, 103 miles per hour against the freaking Dodgers, guys. But that's going to do it for Talking Mets Baseball episode 1. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, this has been All Things Mets Media. This is where you get your Mets media. Any breaking news, anything you want about the Mets, man, this is where you get it. So yeah, guys, I love GM for life. Love you guys. I'ma holla at you.